Tech coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains, but trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. We are in the building. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to you all. Remember, we will be going live tomorrow. We have to continue working on our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. We don't take any days off. We are here to win. We are here to have fun. Learning and having fun, two winning combinations, all right? So I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? We had a great show last night, great Q&A show. I called it the QA smoke show because there was a lot of questions about QA and how people perceive it, and trying to redirect the narrative around people always whining and complaining about QA. Because I think that a lot of QA people, they just are gold medalists in the QA Victim Olympics, but we don't believe that over here. We are here to win it. So that's what we got to say, all right? Quick announcements. At noon today, Eastern Time, we're going to be premiering our software explorations, concept and overviews. We're going to be talking about the cybersecurity role of digital forensic analyst. Really cool role. I learned about it over the weekend. We actually kind of seen it all over the place, over on TV and stuff like that, on court cases, but we probably didn't know what the role was called. So we're going to be reviewing that. So definitely want to check that out. And tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be continuing with our software explorations, building out our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data to support our Saturday morning shows. But yeah, so those are our announcements. So do me a favor though, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content. And let me say a very good morning to Monica in the chat. How are you doing, Monica? Hopefully you had a great night and hopefully you're having a good week. And I just want to wish you happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you have a great time with friends and family and you eat well. All right, let's get into our news stories for today. Let's not waste any time. Today's going to be a very busy day. So let's jump into it. All right. Let's give it a try. Let's go here. All right, there we are. All right, and I'm going to set our timer. All right, so first story that we have for today is the consumer confidence ticks up again. We are most likely going to be reviewing this on Saturday morning. I believe we are. But it says consumer confidence continued its upward tilt in November. The conference board's consumer confidence index rose 111.7 in November, rose to 111.7 in November, up 2.1 points from 109.6 in October to its highest level in more than a year. Bloomberg reports. Secret gauges of present conditions and short-term expectations ticked higher, and people appeared substantially more optimistic about future job availability compared to October, with hopefulness approaching 3 years high, according to the conference board's chief economist. There were problems on the housing side, though. October new home sales saw 17.3 plunge from September's numbers. So, like I said, we're going to be reviewing this more in depth come Saturday morning about the conference board's consumer confidence index. We review that every month. And like you saw this week, I've been clipping up our Saturday morning shows to put them in, small bite-sized segments. So, we're going to try to make all of our shows as available in two forms, the long form where we are going through everything, and then the short form where we break up these clips up so that people can get it based on the needs that they have. All right. So that is our consumer confidence. All right. Let's move on over to our next one. All right. So once the timer runs out, I'll just restart it. But Crowdstrike outlook falls short. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? All right. So cybersecurity firm Crowdstrike projected quarterly earnings that missed analyst estimates. I would have never thought, right? I would have never guessed.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's start the timer again. So it says, all right, pushing its share down in after-hours trading Tuesday. Its results are under heightened scrutiny after its defective software update sparked a widespread tech outage in July, crippling technology infrastructure across several industries, most notably affecting Delta Airlines, not to mention the major lawsuit that they face. Wall Street was on the lookout for signs of recovery in CrowdStrike's second earnings report since the outage. It's hard for me to see that they would have that type of comeback so quickly, because I could imagine that most companies were looking for a way out of CrowdStrike after that debacle. It says sales for the prior quarter were a bright spot per Bloomberg, coming in at $1.01 billion. Now that kind of shocks me that people would be buying maybe it was at a discount. I don't know, but people were running to buy CrowdStrike after pretty much their outage shut down a majority of the world. So that's interesting to me. I was not expecting that, but shout out to CrowdStrike though for trying. Don't call it a comeback. Mama said, knock you out. All right, let's continue on with our show, with our news. This one says T-Mobile, SpaceX, and satellite pact. What? Say what? All right. Says the Federal Communications Commission approved a first-of-its-kind deal to allow SpaceX to provide direct-to-cell satellite service for T-Mobile. The partnership, the partnership first proposed back in 2022, will allow T-Mobile to utilize SpaceX's Starlink satellites to provide supplemental connectivity for subscribers in low-coverage area. Okay, that sounds interesting. In its filing, the FCC said that the deal.
Let's move on.
Let's start the timer again. The FCC said that the deal will yield many benefits for consumers and cited SpaceX's recent success providing emergency coverage to hard-hit areas of North Carolina after Hurricane Helene. According to T-Mobile, more than 500,000 square miles of the U.S. are unreachable by cell towers. So, quick thoughts on this, right? I think that it is awesome that that they're able to come into this deal. However, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I can't say I'm pretty sure because you never know, like maybe it's not a hot topic for, the holier than thou Congress people to say, oh my goodness, they're trying to monopolize, or at least for now, they're trying to monopolize, internet service provider access Because what if all the cell phone providers said, "Hey, we want to be able to take advantage of Starlink in these I guess I would say underrepresented as terms of coverage areas," and now they get a lawsuit saying, "Oh well, no, we need to either break up SpaceX from Starlink or something like that." Who knows? Who knows, right? But it's always a bit tricky with when the political aspect of it. But I think it is cool that these companies are able to leverage the technology that Starlink provides, that SpaceX provides. I mean, SpaceX is going to rescue some NASA astronauts in February, so we shall see. All right, let's continue on with our stories for today. So, airlines made billions in seat fees. You guys thought Spirit was bad with their seat fees and their baggage fees and all that. You got to pay for a carry-on. You got to pay for a carry-on on Spirit, for crying out loud, which I don't mind. I know, and they filed for Chapter 11. Even with all the fees that they charge, they still can't make it afloat, right? But airlines made billions in seat fees. All right, question. Do you guys actually pay for seat fees? Who pays for seat fees? Because I'm telling you, I do not pay for seat fees, to be honest with you. I'm like, you know what, just sit me wherever you want. Sit me wherever you want. I don't mind, right? So it says, let me start a timer. U.S. airlines charge their customers over $12 billion in seat selection fees from 2018 to 2023, according to a Senate subcommittee report. That's on top of $25 billion in check bag fees for the same period. So so for check bag fees and seat fees, they collected $37 billion. Smoke them if you got them, all right? The airline's largest source of revenue, aside from tickets. The report also alleged that budget airlines Spirit and Frontier essentially paid gate agents extra to prevent customers from evading carry-on bag fees. The report also alleged that budget airlines Spirit and Frontier essentially paid gate agents to prevent customers from evading carry-on bag fees. I mean, is that a bad thing? That if they have a policy and they're enforcing it? I don't know. I'm telling you, people are sneaky. I'll tell you that. People are sneaky. If you've ever traveled with anyone to a place like Haiti, they will if the weight limit of the bag is 50, it will get to 49.999, and then they say, you know what? I think I can fit this toaster in the luggage as well. I'm like, yeah, but now it's like 53. It's okay, they'll let it pass. I'm just saying that I've seen that my entire life, right? I'm just saying I've seen that my entire life, right? So it says the Senate panel plans to hold a hearing next week with officials from major airlines, including Delta, American, and United. So my quick thoughts on this, right?
Okay, let's move on.
Nobody's forced to pay for seat fees. The check baggage fee, that's a different story. That's annoying. But I mean, they tell you up front what you're getting into. So I don't know. I'm not crazy about the check baggage fee. I don't like the carry-on fee. I mean, you gotta be able to travel somehow. Either way, like I travel light anyways, so it doesn't really affect me. But I do hear the sentiments of the people on that one. All right, let's go to our last story of the day. What's up, Alexis? How are you doing today? Hopefully you had fun last night's show, and hopefully you're doing well this morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Let's go to our last one. So, OpenAI's $1.5 billion boost from SoftBank. Shout out to SoftBank helping out OpenAI. All right, so OpenAI will allow its staff to sell $1.5 billion in stock in a new tender offer to Japan's SoftBank. Wait, did I read that backwards? All right, so OpenAI's 1.5 billion boost from SoftBank. Okay, so OpenAI will allow its staff to sell 1.5 billion in stock in a new tender offer to Japan's SoftBank, CNBC reports, citing anonymous sources. The financing would allow the tech conglomerate to get a bigger share of its ChatGPT maker. If it will also let current and former OpenAI employees cash out on their restricted stock units. The unit price will be $210 after OpenAI was valued at about $157 billion in October. Meanwhile, the company just suspended access to its unreleased video generation tool Sora following a protest of its treatment of creatives. Nope, that one. So I don't care about all the other parts, or at least I don't think I care, but I do get a bit annoyed by that last sentence, that they suspended access to its unreleased video generation tool of Sora following protest of its treatment of creatives. I'm like, guess what, OpenAI? If you don't do it, somebody else will, all right? And you're gonna miss out. Somebody's going to take the crown, take the throne, and they're gonna create. I mean, there's already companies who are doing it. So maybe you don't unrelease it, and maybe if you have some type of issue with it, you fix the issues, but you don't stifle technology because of how people feel about it, right? We don't stifle technology because of how people feel about it. And as Alexis well knows from yesterday, I'm just being honest, all right? I'm just being honest. All right, anyways, that is our news for today. Let's go back to full screen. All righty then. All right, so that is everything. We're going to jump into continuing writing out our test for our app. Trying to figure it out. I mean, it's a bunch of crazy stuff happening. These mobile widget tests are kind of crazy, but we're gonna do what we gotta do because we don't miss. We don't miss. All right. Like I said earlier, we're going to be we're not live. We're going to be premiering the video presentation on the digital forensics analyst, a role in cybersecurity. Very you don't hear the name much, but it's actually a very popular role and it's a very powerful role. I think it's super cool. I would really enjoy doing something like that, being part of investigations and, looking into emails, phone data, all that type of stuff. It sounds very, very fun, especially if you like investigating and stuff like that. And then tomorrow we are going to be going live. We're going to be continuing to work on our dictionary app. The time, I'm not 100% certain yet. I'm guessing maybe 1:30-ish to maybe about 3:30-ish or so. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But, we just work here. We just work and we go from there. Okay. We got my guy. So let me say hi to Alexis officially. Good morning, Alexis. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. We got my guy, Mitch, in the building. What's up, Mitch? How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hopefully that you guys get to spend a great amount of time with your family and your friends. And Mitch, if you're going to be with your family, with your mom on Thanksgiving, make sure you tune into the show so she can hear your song and she can see how much that I appreciate you and how we are the bestest of friends in the whole wide world. All right. I'm just saying. All right. So let's get into our work for today. So let me go to let me put a 20-minute timer up as well. Let's go with this one. It's time to do. And we're gonna go to this screen right here. All right, cool. So I'll say this, right? I like the idea of the layout. I'm not crazy about the brick background. I agree with you on that, Alex. I'm not crazy about the brick background, the dungeon looking background, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what to put there. So if you guys have an ideas about what to put there, let me know, because maybe that's that's what's not nice about it. But I like how the layout is, at least for the shared screens. I'm not 100% sure about the full screen yet. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the full screen view. But I do like that we can put more information and we're not overlaying type stuff. Anyways, I digress. So last time on Monday, we said we had this link over here to try to figure out what was going on. What do we need to do? So the issue that we're having, let me just run the test real quick, just so you can see. All right. So when we enter 100,000 and it gets the hourly value, and then we say we set the time spent on activity. I think we put 10 in there, right? Let's see. I think we put 10 in there, and then the cost of activity is 102. And then it says, wait, so time spent on, all right, so something is either something is backwards or either something is bad. So, all right. So here we say, all right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this test step by step. All right. So we are going to, let's comment out all of this over here. We're going to get the test to pass at its lowest, cleanest level. So let's take all of this out. And this is saying that it should, so let's take this out as well. And let's go to all the way up to here, right? We're going to go all the way up to here. Take all this stuff out. And when we enter in, so here, user total hours spent on activity, input. Okay, so we're gonna do this way, right? We're gonna go to have a few validations in here. If it's at 10, it should be 114. Let me copy this. So when you enter 10, let's go to, let's see, let's go to, and I'm just going to put a 0 on this, and I'm going to put a 0 on this. I'm going to put a 0 on this to make it unique. And this should be 114.16. And then, and I hope you're understanding. I mean, based off the show yesterday, right? I hope you're seeing the critical thinking that's involved in writing the right automation test, because a lot of people think that writing automation tests is just you're writing these you're just like someone's giving you a set of steps to follow and you're just automating that. No, as QA engineers, we need to figure out how the application works, and then we need to figure out, like, because when you see, like, I wrote down all the steps, right, in the past couple of shows. I wrote down all the steps that we need to follow. But as we automate those steps and we come across issues of things that aren't working, then we need to troubleshoot it. And we need to, so now, instead of having the whole script, I say, all right, let me comment out a bunch of stuff that we're not even getting to working, and we're going to take it one step at a time. so that we can see, all right, this part of the test works. So now let's continue to the next part. Now this part works. Now let's continue to the next part. And that's how you systematically approach, automation testing and stuff like that. Let's go to, I might even see what the issue is. Let me see. So let's go here. Let's go to, let me put this up here. So this one right here should be 10. So let's start off with this test, okay? Let's comment out all of this. And we're gonna run the test this way. So if this part passes, like when you're entering 10, right? And then we would make sure that the money spent, which we have this in another test. So this should pass, right? This should pass. Let's give it a run and see what happens. All right, cool. So that passes, but I'm still getting a time spent on activity 9. Where is that coming from? Type in 10. So if I search for this, I don't even see that in there. All right, hold on, let me search for that in here. Oh, okay, so this is in here. What is this doing in here? I don't even think I'm clicking that though. So on decrement, set state, but I'm not clicking in there though to decrement it. So let's see. Total annual income field, all right. So that's the weird part. I'm not even getting to this step in order to be hitting this one right here. So that's interesting. That is interesting. So tester, enter text, all right. Input total, all right, we have that. So let's even, so pump and settle. And then we get up to number of hours spent on activity, value of 10, input total hours spent on activity. So if we search that in here, so the number input prefab, the key for that is going to be this. And we scroll down to, all right, we scroll down. So this should be decrement at some point. And we're not doing that. So we say, all right, so total, so scroll down to total hours spent on activity field, which is this field right here. And enter text, pump and settle. Oh, we are doing it. Okay, so let's take this, move that out to be here. Okay, so that's why. All right, so we move that, and we're going to comment that out as well. It's also important to be able to read through the code line by line to know what's happening. So when people are talking about, oh, so value for automation, I mean, do you not see AI? Do you not see these robots that are coming out? I just ordered a one of those mop and vacuum robots, like, to come here at 10 a.m. this morning to help the family out. I'm just saying, like, all right, so we're running we have a failure. All right, where's our failure? So, all right, hourly value. Okay, we got that. Money spent is, so we might need a pump and settle somewhere. That is interesting. So we have so it took the 10, but it didn't take this field right here. Try that again with added a pump and settle. It's similar to the issue that we got earlier, but it's like it's taking the 10. Let's see something. We don't have any running devices. All right, let's start up this one. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I will, don't quote me on this. Maybe I'll go live on Friday morning just to work on this as well. All right, so let's say we have this and we enter 10. So we enter 10, and here it actually does what it's supposed to do. Oh no, that's not what I'm looking for though. So this is right, but the money spent part is not. Let me see, maybe we scroll down to it. Let's see. Where's the scroller? All right, so if we were to do scroll until visible, and we were to say, let's try that. I mean, I don't think that's what the issue is because it's actually able to find it. Let me see. Because it can read it when you do the decrement, but it can't read it when it does when you type it in, which is weird. Unless we have to tap something else. So what if we were to do, let me copy this line real quick. And I say, what if we were to do, we enter the 10, and then we say tap input total I have an idea. What if we say we just tap something like that? Like you just tap somewhere else. I mean, it shouldn't require that in the test, but who knows, right? Things be weird sometimes. So if I were to say something like this, let me see what happens with that. Still not catching it. It's not taking it's not rendering it. It will register clicking on the button. It is entering it in there. Okay. Let's see if we could do let's take a look in the browser. Let's say we search for Flutter on change, because it used to work when there was just a regular input field. So on change, widget test. Let me see. It's not registering. But here's the beauty of this, right? In our exploration of like building out this app, we get to learn how to do mobile development, how to write some unit tests, how to do widget test. So there's a lot of things that we've been able to learn, and then we also get to figure out like how to troubleshoot it. So like let's say we end up getting an opportunity to build an app or get a job in a building an app for a company. We already can hit the ground running. Like we might not be experts at it, but we already know where to start going. So a lot of learning opportunities here. It is weird though, because we saw this earlier, but like when you actually tap it, it's going to adjust properly. But for some reason, so let's say we avoid that for now. And let's say we were to comment this back in. We're going to comment this one out. Something that we definitely have to revisit, have to spend some time figuring that out. But let's say we comment this out and we go straight for, we know the 10 is passing because it's verifying that. But if we were to click on the first, tap that, and then we were to say, verify that this is going to be 9, and verify that this is going to be 102.74. So this part should work. If we run that. And let's see, what did I? I'll have to remove something. Hold on. Where actual 10. So here, expecting a 9. So now it's catching a 10. All right. So here's the test, right? So if I comment this one out, validating that it's a 9, what's the number that it's going to get? Is it still going to get 0 in the validation?
Lunch break, lunch break.
Where is that one? We're going to wrap it up in just a second. Total input on field. That one. You run that one more time. So you see the funny business here. So now it's getting the 114 that we're looking for earlier. After we actually tapped on the decrement, that would have been the 102.74. I think it's a timing type thing. Do a quick search. Flutter pump settle with delay. I remember there was a pump and settle. Maybe we'll dig deeper into that later. Maybe Friday. I don't know. How do we enter a... So we go to 2. See what happens here. And we're going to wrap it up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We just needed to be a little bit more patient. So, with that being said, let's say we were to take that and run that again. Let me see. Yeah, everything's passing now, right? Everything is passing now. Let me put that other one back in. Let's see what happens with this one. I had seen duration like a long time ago, but didn't really understand it too well because it wasn't working for me when I first tried it. But now here we are. All right, we're going to go back to full screen. We're going to continue on this maybe Friday. If not Friday, then we'll get back to it on Monday. But we know now we can use duration, put a 2-second duration in there and go from there. All right, so let's wrap it up.
It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
We're going to wrap it up. Let me check the chat real quick as we get going, as we get out of here. Mitch is laughing about watching the stream tomorrow with his mom and his family. And make sure they like, share, and subscribe as well, you know. And let's see. Mitch says, you on call tomorrow and Friday. I'm on call tomorrow evening/afternoonish, and then Friday during the morning time, I'm on call as well. So probably it might be slow on Friday, so it would be a good time to continue working on this. No news, just go get straight into working on this, get it out the way, because I do want to deploy this soon. Now I have a better idea on how we can get more of these tests passing. So maybe we just work on these tests, because functionally wise, we're ready to push, but we need to make sure that everything is working as expected. Our test run, and to ship it out and then get to our next project. All right. So awesome. Let's see what else we got. Alexa says very, very cool. So, and I hope you're able to see. I hope you're able to see, number one, why I'm so tough on QA professionals when they're like diminishing the importance of automation, because all this work that we're doing here, it's to make sure that whenever we make additional changes and updates, we can just run it back and that everything continues to work. Because we don't want something that we had working a while ago when we deploy that it's not working, and we're not going to find that through through manual testing and stuff like that. All right. And Mitch says most people will not be studying, learning. It's the perfect time. Hey, we don't miss over here, right? We don't miss. We do what we have to do. If other people want to lollygag, then more loot for us, Mitch. More loot for us. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and have a happy Thanksgiving. If I don't hear from you before then, have a happy Thanksgiving. Remember, at noon we're going to be going over a deep dive into the cybersecurity career of a digital forensic analyst. Really cool role. Mitch says it's pretty much like the data analyst for cybercrime. So you definitely want to tune into that. And then tomorrow we'll be going live to continue working on our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Friday, maybe, possibly, most likely, we'll be continuing working on our test over here. We don't miss. All right? With that being said, I am out of here for today. Hope you guys enjoy the time with your family. You're cooking, you're baking, you're watching football, you're hanging out with me, all of that good stuff. But we are out. Take care.
Tech coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains, but trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game. Here's to